Okay, that's live. So I'm just gonna keep going and then I'll get to have a look to see what happened after I'm finished. So fingers crossed. So hi, welcome to the 2016 edition of Leaving Cert Maths Guide. Now I mentioned that I was going to talk about three things. So, we're going to include that. I'm just going to wait a few minutes just to let people, sign on, um, join the Hangout because I only um, managed to get going, I think, in the nick of time. Various problems came up again, as they tend to, since the systems change, and I haven't done it for a couple of months. So I just wanted to start by looking at e-learning. Basically, it's huge. So we can see here, um, blah blah blah. Global e-learning market expected to reach 107 billion by 2015. Um, Growing rapidly. It's used in all kinds of areas. So it's used in businesses for training in-house training, used for courses, basically to learn anything. So just to give a context, to say, oh, this isn't just an experimental new thing which you're a guinea pig for. I mean, e-learning is huge, used around the world, growing massively. And basically, I mean, you get 24/7 access and you can work around your timetable as opposed to you having to work around whenever a lesson or a class is on. Anyway, so I think I'll get going. Hi, I'm Dr. Shamik Sen, the creator of Leaving Cert Maths Guide. I had been lecturing, and basically there were some things that bugged me. That when I was lecturing, and they were to larger classes in university, so 150, even 250. And there was a wide mix of people in the class. So I could see that, there were 3, 4, 5 different groups. I wanted to spend some more time, explaining the background, the basics to a certain group. There was another group who were far more advanced and basically who were not challenged at all. So it was kind of wasting their time because they already knew the material that we were talking about. And so that kind of got me interested in this kind of training systems, education, and e-learning is the current incarnation. So what do we have? First of all, we have the Facebook page. This is the main hub, the community. So here you can, get in touch. You can message. I do reply. It's not going to be instantaneously, or it's not going to be instantaneous, perhaps. I might just happen to be around at the time. I mean, I am logged on most of the time, but obviously not at, 24 hours a day. There you are, since this is live, the most recent post, telling people that we're just about to have the event. Have a look at the numbers video. It's kind of good practice because if for the number strand, if you're doing BODMA and just building up familiarity and confidence with numbers and numeracy, it's basically all used in the numbers game. And we've got loads of things up here. So you can see, the various posts, what we did last year, preparation, help before the exam, comments during the exam. The first thing I'd suggest is to sign up. So for me, it says test button, but basically, if you click sign up, you can give your name and email, and then you're on the mailing list. And what that means is that we can mail lessons to you, so then you don't miss out. Do I have an example here? Yeah. So basically, if I click on sign up, since I already have, I get taken to that page. You're going to get a series of lessons. So the first one is about where you can get past papers. Remember, that was mentioned in the video of what we'd do. So you can get them. Once you sign up to that mailing list, you'll be emailed them. Basically, go to examinations.ie and you can get them that way. And that's, as I mentioned, they are the official past papers. So you're getting them directly from the Department of Education, or I don't know whether they're exactly the body running that site, but it is the official past papers. And they're free. In fact, it's not just for maths. So you just say what subject you want, what paper you want, and it'll have it for, years and years and years worth. Actually, this year they were very quick. I mean, I think they put up the 2016 maths paper maybe straight after the exam was done. Like there wasn't a couple of weeks delay. But that's how you can get. So examinations.ie is where you can get your past papers. And if you sign up on the Facebook page, so, it's Leaving Cert Maths Guide within Facebook, then we can mail you all the lessons. The reason we do that is because people have found that the biggest complaint that people have with online education is overload or overwhelm or whatever you want to call it. Basically, having way too much stuff chucked at them, because then you don't know what to do. So you want to basically pace things, break them into little bits, the way things are done in class. So you don't just give in the maths book and expect it to figure it out. Your teacher, you pace yourselves, you work on the first bit, you do a bit of theory, then you spend most of the time trying to solve the problems, say. So likewise, you want to break the material into digestible bits. So you'll get the past papers and in fact also the syllabus. Because the syllabus is what you're allowed to be asked in a way. So it's like you might be doing Lord of the Flies on the syllabus, but there are millions of books. Or you might be doing Macbeth this year. Then I just need to study Macbeth and really know that well and know my quotes. Another year you might be doing Othello. So basically, the syllabus tells you what it is you should be looking at. And that's important because, we're going to be looking at, say, the best maths lessons, but they're not developed in Ireland. So they're very good, but they talk about things which are not on the syllabus, so you don't need to know them. And there are things on the Irish syllabus which is not covered on those lessons. So, that's why we needed to create lessons ourselves to focus on what you need for the Leaving Cert. So this was a post put up what it says, 18th April. The idea there was just to look at the 2015 paper and see where the marks were. Because when you look at the syllabus, it's broken into 5 strands. There's the number strand, probability and statistics, geometry, calculus, or you might call it functions now, and algebra. But they don't all get the same number of marks. So if we just look at one exam, and you can look at 2 or 3, it's pretty much the same. You can kind of see that the number strand is the biggest one, with 35% of the entire marks available. So even if you were an absolute master at calculus and you didn't do anything else, you can only get, say, 12.5%. The number strand is the king. So that's why what we're going to be doing between now and the new year is work our way through the number strand as well as probability and statistics. So those two combined can get you 55% roughly. So, you can pass just knowing these two. We'll also do calculus and algebra. So that would get you up to what? 20, 55, 65, 75, nearly up to B. And we have another whole course on geometry if you want to know that as well. So that's basically our roadmap. We also have a YouTube channel called Leaping Cert Maths Guide. So here, the basic picture is that we begin with the syllabus. That's we show where you can get that. And so from that we can see, okay, here are the 5 strands. This is what we need to know within each of them. So, we look at that. Then we look at strategy as well. I mentioned that in the video trailer in a way for this. So I said where you can get past papers. I showed you the link examinations.ie, and sign on to the mailing list, and we'll mail you the link and show you what's available, how you can get the papers. I said where you can get the best lessons. That's on the mailing list. And strategy. The strategy is also basically from the YouTube, is on the YouTube channel. So here you can see, you can create, I've got playlists. So initially we're just going to be focusing on the number strand playlist, where we just have lessons covering the material in the number strand. And we've got the material for statistics and probability below that as well. But, this is a lot of material. So it's not something you're, magically just look at it for 10 minutes and now you know it. This is what we're going to be doing till at least New Year. I mean, numbers as well as probability and statistics. Then we have, as I said, algebra and the number strand, or algebra and calculus. We also have the banker series. So these are the questions that pretty much always get asked. So nearly always there's a question on complex numbers, which is a very small amount of material. You can do that really in a week, maybe 2. And once you've done that, then there's a good chance there's going to be a question on that, and you're able to do that. So that's the kind of thing we want to be doing. So complex numbers is a banker. Sequence and series nearly always comes up. Volumes and areas always comes up, or nearly always. So the banker series just focuses on the most likely questions so that you can convert your work into marks very efficiently. And with, say, complex numbers, show you how you can log on to our system, get lessons, as well as a couple of model past paper solutions. So you can see, these questions do appear in the exam. This is how you do them. So that you can build up confidence and feel more comfortable that, yeah, I am ready. This is the strategy section. I haven't done any of them, but there's lots of excellent content online. So this is just some of the material. This isn't just for maths. You can use it applies to all the subjects, and you can use it after the Leaving Cert. This applies to college and whatever you do. I particularly, my favorite, is this one. Well worth the listen. He's a psychologist, I think. And he talks about how, the problems that people face, the mistakes people make, where they sit there and work for several hours a day, 3, 4, 5 hours, and yet don't get much done. And that's just because of simple biology, the way the brain works. He explains it all there. So for many people, this is what many people do, where it's not that they didn't work, that they didn't make the effort. They did. But if they just knew this lesson, they'd go, oh, you mean actually, if I'd done like a third of the work, I would have gotten more work done? It is that good. And there's lots more here. So just quick recap. Did I cover what I wanted to say? Yeah. So the main thing is sign up on the Facebook page. Get on the mailing list so that you don't miss the lesson. So I can tell you about the best lessons, the strategy. Oh, careers. Yeah, that's lesson 3, I think. So once you sign up, you get the past papers, the best lessons, and careers, as well as more stuff. But those 3 will be sent in the coming days. The reason being that, as I said, overwhelm is the number 1 complaint, where there's no point me sending 1,000 different lessons. What are you supposed to do? This is very early in the year. At the moment, it's still kind of holiday. So we want to gradually, get going again. But basically, once you know this kind of stuff, you know that things are under control. I'd also just like to end up, see what time it is now. Oh, it's 4:22, so I said 4 to 4:30-ish. So I haven't overrun yet, as such. Basically, you can comment under videos. So say you're doing stuff from the number strand. So just click there. And that's fine. But you can just comment underneath the video. Yeah, there, comment. I'll stop it there. So if something doesn't make sense, or you basically just have a question related to that topic, ideally, then just ask it in the comments below the video. Because that way, either other people can answer it, or we can, The point is that all the material, everything we're doing is known. Everything we're doing, we know how to do. We have the answers. So there's nothing to basically be stuck on. It's all very doable. So that's pretty much, I think, what I wanted to mention. This is the, waking up in the morning type post, just seeing whether I'm missing anything, things that are okay. Should be posting regularly enough. Yeah, basically, the next while, it'll be about working our way, as I said, through the numbers lessons. Because, as I mentioned, most of the marks are from the number strand, which makes perfect sense since that's the maths that you will use the most. That's the maths that most people use all the time. And the second most used stuff is probability and statistics. So, I mean, it's very sensible that way. At the moment, all these video lessons and stuff are focused on ordinary level. Though you can ask questions on higher level stuff. So, don't think you're being left stranded if you're doing higher level. And what happens? Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to get done today. Thanks for joining me. If those who managed to make it, this is going to be posted up on the YouTube channel anyway, so it's up there.